new lesson. Okay, from our province, we are jumping toward the next lesson, and all of you pay attention. The next lesson is about. This is from Unit Third, Heritage Sites of Nepal. As you can see, here two pictures. One locating to the Sagarmatha National Park area, and another one is locating from Kathmandu Valley, the cultural center of Nepal, Pashupati Conservation Area or Pashupati Kshetra. So there are two kind of cultural heritage site in Nepal. One is you can say culturally or historically important. Another one is naturally important. Okay, natural site, cultural site. There are two kind of sites, and most of the heritage sites are on the basis of the religious theme. That means many historical or cultural sites are on the base of the religion, like Buddhist site or the Hindu site or Muslim sites, okay, or Kirati sites. But there are some location or sites or areas which are very famous or very important from natural point of view, as they have been helping to promote our uh, ecosystems or biodiversity or preservation of the flora and fauna, different species of the animals, and so on. So we are going to study here actually the sites available in Nepal which are listed by the UNESCO as World Heritage Site. Okay, so let's go further. First of all, let's understand about the cultural heritage sites or refers. What is this concept? Cultural heritage refers to the cultural aspects like heritage sites, monuments, folklore. Okay, like we have a hearsay. Once Kathmandu Valley was a lake. Mahamanjusri came, got settlement. These are hearsay. This is folklore. Traditional activities like the traditional activities of the Newari people around Kathmandu Valley, Gurung people around Pokhara Valley, Tharu people from the Tarai or Yadav Rajbangshi from the Eastern Tarai, and practices, language, etc., are considered vital to be preserved for the future generation, which are very important because these are cultural heritage. If there are no cultural heritage, it is said that the essence of mankind or essence of the humanity is lost. Means essence. We are human because of our culture actually. Otherwise, we would have been called as the animals. Okay, so that's the important point. Now, wait a minute here. I forgot to describe this. You can see one of the image. If you understand the image, this depicts all kind of sites from Kathmandu Valley. You can see in the back side is Swayambhu area, Nyatapul temple site, Krishna temple site, Krishna Mandir from Patan areas. Yeah, or this is the Bhaktapur area. So that means if you look at here, you can see we have seen or read in class 9 as well. Architecturally, these are designed according to pagoda structure or shikhar structure, yeah, or chaitya structure. So most of the heritage sites in Nepal are either guided by the Hindu philosophy or Buddhist philosophy. Okay, so let's go further. First of all, let's understand some of the significance and importance of the heritage sites of Nepal. First of all, the historical significance or historical importance of them. For example, the historical significance is a relatively easy and overbearing trait in heritage management. For example, Gorkha or the birthplace of Gautam Buddha, Lumbini, which have some historical significance. So government has given much importance to them. It is very easy to preserve them because these are historically important. Okay, there are many temples. I think many temples which are not historically important. So government do not give so much importance to them as well. Next one is social significance. Many historical or heritage sites, or you can say cultural sites or religious sites, are very important for local people from their social dimensions. Okay, social significance is hard to ascertain. It refers to the social, spiritual, and other community-oriented values attributed to a place. This may be because the place has existed to serve a certain important role in the society for a period of time, as for example Mount Everest or Chomolungma in the Tibetan culture. This is one of the abode of God. So local Tibetan people, or you can say Sherpa community from Nepal, they, you know, feel that Mount Everest is very important, not because this is the top of the world, because it is God. No, that's the value. If you look at the Bhaktapur, Changonaran temple, local people of that area, Newari people especially, or local Brahmin, Kshatriya and other caste group located in the Changonaran temple area, they regard Changonaran very important because every time some kind of festival like Jatra is offered in that temple. So they are not respecting that temple as a, it is listed in the whole heritage site or it is made by mandate, not like that. It is very important from their social point of view. Okay, so means in every local area there are some local temples, local monuments, local buildings which are very important for local society. Like in the Balkot area, there are some temples, yeah, like this Banglamukhi temple, very important for the local people. Here in our area, there is a temple called Gupteshwar temple. It's very important because local people believe that there is Lord Shiva, not because this is Gupteshwar temple, which is described in the, the old writings like the, you know the famous scriptures Shiva Puran, or you can say that, some kind of jatra or festivals are also offered in there. So these are social significance. Now next one is aesthetic significance. I mean the importance in the point view of beauty. Okay, the essential beauty. Okay, not the outer beauty. Refers to the spatial sense of importance of a place. This could be in terms of architecture, scale, or even the design seen on the place. For example, this pagoda structure is itself a beauty. Okay, the design, attraction, attractive design. So many heritage in Nepal are very important because of their design or decoration, the way they were constructed. For example, if you look at Krishna temple from Patan, it is very important because of its design actually. It is a stone carved Shikhar style building. Next one is scientific significance. It refers to the scope or possibility of scientific findings from a site. Like if you look at the Gautam Buddha's birthplace, Lumbini, there are some scientific findings which prove that Gautam Buddha was born there. There are a lot of, connection of history and the myth. So these are very important from scientific significance. Next example, you can see the birthplace of Ram, Ayodhya. There is a debate whether lies in Nepal or whether is in the Sarai River's bank side in Delhi. There is confusion actually. So the in Nepal there are some scientific expedition going on in this Parsa Thori area or Chitwan Madi area because people believe that there is birthplace of Ram. So they are under scientific, study. Monument or a place which are very important for scientific study as well. Here the importance lies more in the information that may yield out of understanding and researching the place or site. This can mostly be attributed to archaeological sites or ancient monuments. Like there is an archaeological department, they always try to find out the new areas of scientific research or expedition. So many heritage sites are very important for government from archaeological point of view, from scientific point of view, because government wants to prove that our history, our myth, there were some great, majestic buildings like that. It is about the nationality. It is about our sovereignty, power of a country. So means heritage is to some extent dignity of whole country, and to verify this, archaeological study is also given importance. So from this point of view also, heritage are very important. Okay, let's imagine that suppose the birthplace of Ram is scientifically proved that it is in Nepal, that there Nepal's position or status would be different. Okay, if not, it is going to be a big joke. Now let's look at next one, cultural heritage of Nepal. Nepal is blessed with a rich cultural heritage. Culture has been called the way of life for an entire society. Way of life. How do we live a day? Like what is our language, our dress, our food, our music, our songs, our paintings are all, culture. The statement holds particularly true in case of Nepal, where every aspect of life, food, clothing, and even occupations are culturally classified. Like the Gurung culture means Gurung, people's locations, their dress, their food, their songs, their dramas. In a society so feudalistic and so fractured across class lines, means some people are very rich, some people are very poor in Nepal, some people are very powerful, dominating over other people. Some people have originated from the Tibetan culture. Some people have origination from the Indian subcontinent culture. Some people from the hills. You know, so culturally, in Nepal, cultural heritage comes as a fresh wind. Means it is very unique feature of Nepal, or diversity from cultural point of view. The culture of Nepal includes the codes of manners, the way we have to behave daily, manners, the code of dress, dress pattern, language, rituals, norms of behavior, and systems of belief, like the belief system of Hindu or Buddhist or Kirati or Muslims, all that compose the cultural heritage of Nepal, not only the Hindu temples. Okay, it means diverse type of people, diverse type of cultural richness of Nepal. So let me get your feedback first of all. I'd like to have some question confusion if you have. Eriga,
Yes, sir.
Eriga, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you have some question confusion, you can ask. Okay, you can have a raise option there. You can sorry, you can raise the hand there. There is a option called as hand raising option. So let me continue and go to the screen share. So after this, let's move to our some of the cultural heritages in Nepal, which are enlisted in the World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Okay, the first one is Bhaktapur Darbar Square, listed in the World Heritage Site in 1979. Sangonaran Temple 1979, Patan Darbar Square 1979, Kathmandu Darbar Square 1979, Swayambhunath 1979, Bodhanath 1979, Lumini 1997 means late. So Lumini was enlisted in the World Heritage Site after these six consecutive listing. Then Pashupatinath 1979 and Chitwan National Park 1984. And the last is the Sagarmatha National Park 1979. So if you look at comparatively here 1 to 10, okay, 1 to 8, these are cultural sites, and 9 and 10, Sagarmatha National Park and Chitwan National Park, are natural heritage site. And if you look at the listing years, that is all heritage site listed by the UNESCO. If you look at the first initials were actually 1979, the year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Pashupatinath 6, and Bodhanath 7. So altogether 7 were listed in the World Heritage Site in the same year, 1979. First. Next one is Sagarmatha National Park, 1979, same year. And remaining two, Chitwan National Park, listed in the World Heritage Site in 1984. And the latest is 1997, Lumbini. So Lumbini is very new, and that is why we have to actually give more importance to the Lumbini, birthplace of Gautam Buddha. He is teaching Buddhism, very rare in the world, only one in the world. Yes, like you can see, there are many national parks in the world, but no other Lumbinis. Okay, no other birthplace of Gautam Buddha, but listed in the world. It is site very late, 1997. That's why India was, in the previous years claiming that Buddha was born in India. They were claiming 1997, very late. 2000, then 2020. We just 20 years plus. 23, 25 years gone. We have listed the whole heritage site. But you all know Lumbini, the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. Buddha was born 2500 years ago, and after you know 2525 years, we are talking about Lumbini here. So it's very rare. So understand what I'm trying to say. Government is giving priority right now at present Lumbini, but in the past it was not given so much priority. Okay, priority was given to the other areas and including Chitwan National Park. So after this, let's go to the first heritage site. It is known as the Bhaktapur Darbar Square area. Situated at an altitude of 1401 meter, Bhaktapur covers an area of 4 square miles. Okay, 4 square miles from Kathmandu. Bhakta means devotees and Pur means city. So city of devotee, Bhaktapur. Okay, Bhaktapur means city of devotees. The past glory of the Malla rules continues to be reflected at the Darbar Square area of Bhaktapur. And in Darbar Square area, actually there are 4 squares. As you can see in the picture, this picture is Darbar Square area. This is one square. You go along this direction or from this direction, there is one street. You go to the next eastern direction. There is one square known as the Dattatreya Square. Okay. Before this, you will come to one square, another square called Nathapoli Square. And in the southern direction, from this picture, you can see southern direction, there is another square known as Pottery Square. Okay. So very famous for pagoda structure, very famous for the ancient Malla, artifacts and the culture of Newari people. Now next one is Changu Narayan Temple, situated 18 kilometers east of Kathmandu city and standing at 1541 meters above the sea level. This monument is significant from religious, cultural, historical, archaeological viewpoints. Religious viewpoint, because this is the temple of Vishnu, okay, and very rare type of temple of actually Narayan. If you look at the temple in Nepal, most of the temples are not for Narayan. They are either for the goddess, okay, Lakshmi, Bhairav, or Shiva, Narayan, and related to the Vaishnava Dharma, okay, Hindu religious. And next one is historical importance or historical point of view, because this is the only one temple having inscription that verifies the history of Nepal, installed by the Mandev, known as the Changu inscription of Mandev. And next one is archaeological viewpoints, as these are designed from the pagoda structure, having lot of tudals. As you can see, here are tudals. From here you can see some torans. Here is some copper plate. So this site was built by King Haridatta Burma from the Lichvi period, 325 AD. This temple is one of the glorious examples of the splendors of the golden days of Lichvi. First of all, here was one small temple built by King Haridatta Burma. But this present time, okay, present this image of the Changu Narayan was built by Mandev. So there are two versions, okay, one version, original version, which is already lost, made by King Haridatta Burma, and the present version built by Mandev. So this is one of the very important place, because this dates back to the Lichavis, one of the oldest temple. Now next one is the Patan Darbar Square area. As you can see here, Krishna temple, okay, and the Darbar. This is the Patan Darbar. Now there is a museum, and in the southern direction you can see there are Mahabauddha, Banglamukhi temple area. Patan Darbar Square is situated in the Mangal Bazar of Lalitpur municipality of Lalitpur district. This square is located at 5 kilometers southeast of Kathmandu. From Kathmandu it is 5 kilometers and consists of palaces of Malla kings and temples. Okay, like the palace. If you have been to this palace inside, there is a museum, and this window you can see this direction. There is one window. From there, if you have been to this museum, there is the legendary, palace, legendary abode of the kings, like the Siddhi Narsingh Malla, the and other Jitamitra Mallas, or different Malla rulers and their myth. There are fine pagoda and Shikhar style temples, like pagoda structure of the buildings and temples, and Shikhar style that belongs to the Krishna temple. Shikhar style temples, stone statues, and unique artistic Newar architecture in this Darbar Square, and it is one of the major destination for tourists from all over the world. Patan, and as it is in the Lalitpur, means Lalitpur, the Puri city. Lalit means it is the city of artistic design, okay, Lalit Kala, like the making of the images from the stone, wood carving, very famous in this area, Patan or Lalitpur. So after Patan Darbar Square area, move to the Lumbini, birthplace of Gautam Buddha, the famous destination for Buddhist culture from all over the world, and especially from the Eastern Asia, like Japan, China, Korea, Vietnam, Laos. Lumbini is the most sacred place for Buddhists as well as a glorious spot for the country because Shakyamuni or Siddhartha Gautam or Lord Buddha was born here in 623 BC. For centuries, Buddhists all over the world knew that Lumbini was the birthplace of Lord Buddha, though its exact location was unknown. And after the Indian explorer and Nepali explorer like Srinivas Rao, the Lumbini was excavated, okay, with the help of British government, and ultimately in 1997 it was listed in the World Heritage Site. And there is one pillar, as you can see here, Ashok pillar. This pillar, small pillar, this is Maya Devi temple, this is Pushkarini pond, okay, Pushkarini Tal, Maya Devi temple, and here is the Ashok pillar. In the pillar there is a writings carved in the stone, okay, stone inscription, Ida Buddha Jayate Sakyamuni te, that means Ida Buddha Jayate Sakyamuni भन्नाले शाक्य मुनि यहाँ जन्मिएका थिए, यहाँ आएका थिए, यहाँ हिँडेका थिए, यहाँ खेलेका थिए. That's the meaning. Okay, so this is the proof that Gautam Buddha was born in Nepal, not in India. As Indian government, even Narendra Modi in this 21st century was claiming during his visit to the other countries. And when he came to Nepal and in the parliament, he was telling that Buddha was born in Nepal. But in outside Nepal, he was saying, "मैं बुद्ध का देश से आया हूँ." So he was saying like this. That means Nepal government should promote Lumbini, birthplace of Gautam Buddha, most number one. Okay, all other would be meaningless if we are not able to preserve and promote this. Next one, Pasupatinath. Pasupatinath is the temple which has unified all the Hindu people of Nepal as well as other countries. It unifies 86% people of Nepal. It is situated in the northern part of Kathmandu Valley. It lies at the western side of Bagmati River. The Pasupatinath temple is the largest Hindu temple and is considered to be the holiest of all Hindu temples. And according to the Hindu mythology, it is said that a Hindu devotee visiting Kedarnath, Badrinath, Somnath, all compulsorily must come to visit Pasupatinath because Pasupatinath is the head. भन्नाले सम्पूर्ण तीर्थ व्रत काम लाग्दैन यदि पशुपतिनाथको शिरमा आएर टाउको झुकाएन भने कुनै पनि फलिफाप हुँदैन. So that means all the Hindu people must visit at least after having Chardham Tirtha to Pasupatinath. Okay. Now, if you have some question, confusion, you can ask. Do you have any question, confusion here? No question, no confusion? Saurabh? Yes?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, चाँगुनारायणको पहिला ओरिजिनल जुन टेम्पल थियो नि त्यसको चाहिँ डबल अर्को अहिले अर्को बनेको छ हैन?
यो नयाँ बनेको डिजाइन मानदेवको.
सर अनि पुरानोलाई चाहिँ के भयो?
पुरानो नास्यो. पुरानो भनेको मानव कि सानो एउटा चौतारी थियो, बरको रुख हुन्छ नि, पिपलको रुख. त्यो सानो पिपलको रुख थियो, त्यो सानो पिपलको रुखमा भएको सानो मन्दिर थियो कि त्यो मन्दिर चाहिँ अब पहिल्यै भुइँचालो गयो, तोडियो, फोडियो त्यस्तो भएको. Okay, let me talk to Sanjeevani.
Yes, sir.
Any question, confusion?
No, sir.
एउटा कुरा तिमीलाई भन्न मन लाग्यो कि है, आज हाम्रो पार्टिसिपेन्ट पनि कमै देखियो है। क्लास 10 मा लगभग हामीसँग धेरै स्टुडेन्ट छन्। अब तिमीले अलिकति बुझ्नुपर्छ है। अब तिम्रो फ्यामिलीमा कस्तो छ के छ आई डोन्ट नो, तिमीलाई सायद प्रिन्सिपल सर म्यामहरूले भनिसक्नु भएको होला है। अनलाइन क्लास सकेसम्म नछोड्ने। तिम्रो जति पनि साथीहरू छ नि अरू छुटेकाहरू, तिमीहरूसँग कनेक्सन छ भने उनीहरूलाई इन्फर्म गर है। भने बुझ्छौ नि, हामी वैशाख जेठ असार साउन आफ्टर 4 months we are in this position, and after 5th or 6th month what will happen, we have to understand, and what will be our result, what will be our session. So whatever we have possible, that we can situation like we have the resources online class, we have to best utilize this. त्यो साथी जो अब आएका छैनन् अहिले आउन सकिरहेका छैनन् उनीहरूलाई यदि कनेक्सन छ भने तिमीहरूसँग कुराकानी हुन्छ भने उनीहरूलाई रिक्वेस्ट गर। लाइक सोशल स्टडीमा जम्मा 21 स्टुडेन्ट भनेको निकै लो हो नि त है। सो ट्राई टु इन्करेज योर फ्रेन्ड, inspire them, let's join and let's use the time, okay, as we are using today, as you have been. जति सकिन्छ त्यति गर्ने हो नि त है। So I hope you will understand what I'm saying. And now at last, if you have any questions or confusions or any questions from any topic, you can ask. No questions, no confusion? Then okay, that's all. And once check out in the Google Classroom, there is one option of actually question answer. You can see in your classwork section. I'll have a just short classwork, okay? Not big one, not the inconvenient one, not so harder one, very easy one. So do practice and enjoy your day. Okay, that's all, and bye bye. See you next day.